a line in the sand that we all have to bear fruit for today. The daily has to close over a certain number, which I will be revealing at the end or towards the middle, or in fact at the beginning. So watch this. That we need to hold, that Bitcoin needs to hold, so we can see a further continuation. If this is not going to be held or break above that level, we could see some more bearish movement down. I will be giving the levels that I think are going to be very strong points of connection, where we could bounce, where we could move. But ultimately, I will say this now. I will say this now to everyone else that is here, that is trying to understand what is going on right now, is that I wholeheartedly believe that by the end of this month, we will start the gradual growth to what I would say is the blow up top ish in this market. And you're going to be hearing a lot of bearish understanding and no's, and all the bears cheering for everyone's loss, as they always do. But I will tell you this, right? We are on the precipice of a very, very large move, in my opinion. And let's get through to it and let's see what's going on. Right now, have you changed your mind on rate cuts yet? What do you mean, have I changed my mind on rate cuts? I think 100% is going to be happening in September. Oh, I can't do that. Let's just do that. There we go. All right. Okay, cool. Now, the number we need to be looking at, what we need to be understanding right now, and there's a lot of things that we need to go through in this show. Oh my God, there's so much stuff to go through. It's been a few a few things that are happening right now. I think that 115.9 on the daily needs to hold. Close 16,000. I'm thinking 16,000. Let's make it nice and clean. 16,000. Right now, at this present moment, we are in a very interesting, precarious place on Bitcoin, and things are going in that side. Yaboski said August total 3 up and Bitcoin sideways. September crash, November euphoria. We'll see. Maybe. Everyone has their own opinions. This is my opinion. I don't, everyone has their own thoughts. I'm thinking sideways in August and the progressive move up from end of August, up from there. I think that's what's going to be happening. It's going to be a wild growth towards the potential rate cuts that will be happening in the coming future. Now, the reason why, and I'm going to show you why I think 116 is such a pivotal point in the market right now. Partly because we are Trump was on the roof of the White House. He's in a good mood. I'm sure he's in a good mood. Part of the reason why I think is 116,000 we need to be looking at is that the RSI level on the weekly hits perfectly at the 116,000. If we can hit the 116,000, it means that it breaks over the oscillator, and we have a higher chance of this thing breaking out of that triple bearish divergent downward trend line. Now, we will see whether that will happen, but we will one way or another, that line needs to hold. If that does not hold, then there are some crazy levels down here that I'll tell you where I think it will go. Now, another confluence of why I think 116,000 is super duper important is that if we look at this CME gap, the exact level of where the breakout happens is at 116,000. It needs to break above that. It needs to regain this gap that it's now closed to have further continuation up. Furthermore, if we look at some other interesting factors here, if we look at what I would say as the funding rate, the funding rate also 100% states that the 116,000 level is an area where funding will turn more on an uptrend. We want this uptrend and then growing uptrend in the direction we're going. We'll come back to that graph again. There's some interesting things that I'm going to be showing you on that aspect. Furthermore, I'll tell you something else on this as well. If we look at the Bollinger Band expansion, the cutoff point is at 116,000. Everything is pointing towards 116,000. Everything at this present moment is pointing towards 116,000, and that key level there is the number that we need to see and understand what is happening. Right? It's extremely important that we regain that level, and if we don't regain that level, I'm going to be saying this, right? And this is going to be now. I'm just gonna be saying this, right? I want everyone to really, really, really be careful how I'm gonna say this, and I don't want people to get scared because I'm gonna say some scary numbers now, right? I want to say some scary numbers. In fact, before I say the scary numbers, let me tell you some other aspects. If we look at the generational map of what Bitcoin does in these periods, August usually isn't the great, apart from one, apart from maybe two times that it's been a insanity movement, right? Although there are statements that on a halving year that August is usually good and rolling into September, but let's see. I think towards the end of August we're going to start seeing the slow run up, chop for this period of time. Maybe maybe come and touch the lower levels, regain the troops and move up from there. And I think October down towards December, it's going to be crazy times in the market, right? Furthermore, there's some other things that I would definitely need everyone to understand. We're coming into some really interesting points in the fear and greed index. We're at neutral point now. Honestly, where we are right now is pure decision point. It really is. Like, I mean, if we get 116,000, we're going to start going into greed. If we go below that, we're going to be start going into some real fear territory, and people are going to be fearful when and if this happens. Right now, few other things that are really important to understand, and this is super duper important to understand. If we look at the liquidation maps as well, we're seeing some beautiful level of liquidity around the 16,000 level, right? If we hit the 16,000 level, then then the relevant level of expansion up to the 120 level, where there's a lot of liquidity there, is something that could happen. What also could happen is that we can hit the 116,000 and dump down and take out some of this liquidity at the 110, possibly going down even further from there. I don't want to say the bottom levels yet, right? Hello, Dennis. Now, what I would say, and this is really important to understand, is that just because we come and clean out this 116,000, what will happen, and then you guys need to understand this in this type of liquidity grab type of areas. If these are all liquidated, we'll get a massive god candle. But what will happen is people will fund this more, and what usually happens is that it will take out some of that liquidity, and once that liquidity is gone, it will start to break back down again quite aggressively. Watch this carefully here. This 116,000 level is super important. It needs to hold the day candle there. If not, in my opinion, there could be some more further downside in the market. Let's put this back here. One more area of issue that I would say that it's really important to look at. Where is this right now? Where did that go? Where'd you go, bruv? Oh, yeah. The on-chain analysis, daily volume, it's still falling, right? I remember last time when this downward pressure was happening in the falling daily exchange. We're coming to a bit of a key pivotal point right now, right? The pivotal points usually range around this area here, this midpoint of this area here. If we start breaking down from there, I would believe that these lower levels that I assume could possibly hit is something that could happen, right? Not too sure if it will. We'll see. I still in the camp of chop up and down, left, right, and center until the end of the week. Maybe one small shakeout, possible shakeout, and then a start of the rally from there. Right? It's really easy to be bearish when things are green. I mean, when things are red. Right? And when things are green, everyone thinks, oh, 300,000. These are the normal notions and movements of markets, that things are still looking very good in the moment. I mean, I'm not seeing anything that's like this graph that we see here. Doesn't look terrible, right? Thank you so much, Redemption. I mean, if you look at this, it doesn't look terrible, right? We're not in like, oh my god, it's over. Nowhere near that. I mean, there are levels I'm going to give now where even if it gets to that level, we're still in a bullish market, right? That's the thing that what I want everyone to really understand. One more 39,000 shakeout. Yeah, it's always the case. You have to think in longer, larger levels. Tell us the levels. Yes, okay. Well, if you want to see those levels, you can go and check out here, and also subscribe and stuff. All right, I'm gonna be putting some links and stuff in there as well later on. Quite interesting stuff. I'm gonna be showing all of you guys now. Where are we right now? That's one more thing. One more thing that I would like to also say, right? And it gives me some level of hopium. I like to give some level of hopium as well, right? Is that uh liquidations are getting less and less and less, right? And more importantly, there's still an imbalance between the two. There's still an imbalance between the short and the longs, which could, usually these things balance out, right? And when there's this balance that starts to get it goes in the opposite directions. So there is a bit of a short squeeze still in the market. Still, we're not out of this level now, so we could see a possible push up into the 116 and then a dump down, right? When this thing balances out, be very careful. Be very careful with things like leverage and things like that. Right now, it is a liquidity game. Institutions, market makers, exchanges, they're all out for your money, right? So make sure you protect your capital and work in that direction. This is the key and fundamental key factor. We're coming into the ninth hour of this run, and when things start to really move, it's going to be going absolutely parabolic and crazy in that side, right? Now, what I will also say, Salvini on the map. Thank you so much, appreciate it. Well, God, what? Honestly, you guys make me laugh. Honestly, I like that there's some positivity, at least a bit of positivity in the market, not just all people crying and stuff like that. One more thing that I would like to also explain to everyone else, and this is really important as well, is that remember I told you guys, I told you about the basically their bank balance, the U.S. bank balance at this present moment right now. They're starting to fill it back up again, right? So there is a bit of a liquidity squeeze in the market, which is somewhat problematic. But go and go and go and tell that to the S&P 500. We'll have a look at that at this present moment. It seems to just not care about anything. Like it's just like, yeah, whatever, bruv. I'll do whatever it needs to. Next order block is, yeah, okay. 88.9 and 95. I'll tell you guys what I think, where I think of it. Alt's expected to blow off top mid-October. Last two were about 115 to 15 days after the halving. Yep, could be. Yeah, possibility. Those are levels that I'm also looking at as well. Now, few things, and this is really important, and I said it to you guys last week as well. This week is most probably chop, and we're chopping, really, to be honest. There's a lot of choppiness that's going on. We could come and test certain levels. I'll give you the absolute ultimate terrible levels as well. Just getting you guys warmed up for what I'm going to be saying to you guys. All right, don't get too scared of what I'm going to be saying. Where are we right now? Yeah, that's that. Oh yeah, okay. And if we look right now, always keep this this chart on your understanding. We're in essence nowhere near to the crazy levels that we've seen in previous halving bull cycles that we got to. We are at a absolutely meh level, and we will be moving from there. You think the ETH staking approved could? I'm gonna talk about that as well. For all the nobody that watched that video, that is like maximum alpha I gave you guys, and all of you guys were like, I'm not gonna watch that. I'm gonna go watch this kid talk about some crap that no one cares about. So always keep this graph in your scopes as well. Once we start heading into these areas here, you'll start knowing that we are in full-blown alt season, and it's maybe some time to maybe take some profits and on all the gains that you'll be getting, hopefully, right? Now, where are we right now? Where are we? That's that. Now, if we look at the graphs right now, SPX is doing some really interesting moves, right? There are some key levels and key factors that you need to understand that everyone needs to get in this market right now. SPX hasn't had a real proper correction yet. Even this isn't a correction. I want everyone to understand that. Even that isn't a correction. 3% is not a correction in my understanding of such a massive move in the S&P 500. Key level, it's super important. This needs to break all-time high. If this doesn't, it could be an understanding of a change of trend, but it's looking relatively good right now. I'm not gonna lie, it's looking pretty good. And as much as this starts rising and pushing up, it will bring Bitcoin, thus ETH, thus various other aspects. But ETH at this present moment, right, is going to be the driving force of all of this. Evening Cheese, I apologize for my lateness. What's the highlight so far? Hey, don't. Why are you apologizing, man? It's all recorded, but enjoy, have fun, right? I'm going to talk about some fun as well. You guys need to have some fun and not be too serious. Look, everyone needs to understand this, right? If you're in good quality coins, if things aren't going well, just move your time horizons. Do you know what I mean? Unless you're putting in more than your liabilities, it shouldn't be a problem. Whatever. Why do you look at your S&P 500 or your tracker fund every single day and go, oh, it's up, it's down, oh, it's up, it's down? No, you look at it 30 years down the line. You know what I mean? Hey, why is the market up big, but everything is down big? Well, I don't necessarily mean by Matt. If you want to see the screen, by the way, look at those things. Uh, uh, Han Boj. I will tell you the levels in a second. I'm sure everyone wants to say the levels. If you're watching it, you'll see the levels in what I'm talking about. So what my worry is that if we start developing lower highs and we see a top here, right? We see a deviation at this point or somewhere here like that, and we start putting a lower high and a lower low, that could be a stronger continuation down. I just don't think so. I think this is going to be chopping around the levels between 6335 and I would say most probably the 64. I think this will chop around towards the end of the month, and especially as we are moving into September, when we start getting the run up to the rate cuts, this will start to go absolutely parabolic and probably hit 6.5, and that will be the indication of when we start seeing Bitcoin running to the crazy level. Possibly, I still think 135 is very, very possible for Bitcoin. And the more it chops to the right, and in fact, the more it goes down and then comes back up and moves in that direction, it's even better. I want everyone to really understand that, right? The more it does that, the more I'm happy. I'm going to be loading up extreme. If the deeper it goes down the pullback, the deeper I'm going to be buying into this thing. I'm going to be averaging down hard into this dip. It will be possibly the last dip that you'll come across before things go crazy. Time, wait, expense, summer, enjoy, have some sun, right? Now, if we look at gold, gold is also ranging within this two range, but I think this coming towards the rate cut, this thing is going to go absolutely parabolic. It's going to go to a different moon, right? Speak about speaking. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. People got time. They're busy people. People are busy, right? Yeah, this is I think this is going to be going absolutely crazy. Meme coin levels of movements. I would not be surprised if this doesn't hit 4,000. I thought when someone said 4,000 to me a couple of months ago, I was like, that's insane, but possible. Enjoying listening in Kiwa Island. Oh my God, I am jealous of you. Damn, that's a beautiful place. Wow. Anyway, if we look at the dollar, I mean, I told you guys. I said it possibly could tap the $100 mark, had to tap the $100 mark, and it's going to start breaking down. We need this level to break. We don't want this to come down, test possibly the 97, 98, 97 area, and then go up and produce a higher low, and then find this as a level of support. If that happens, we're going to be seeing some real dark times for a short period of time. Still saying short period of time. What do you say is going to go parabolic? What do you say is going to go? I'm going to get to that, right? I'm going to get to that. It's a show. People go through, listen to everything, because most people don't listen. And I got a feeling that people don't watch my videos where they really should watch my videos, because I drop some mega alpha there, right? Anyway, whatever. Now, if we look at lol, okay, thank you so much. No problem. I appreciate everyone being here. I'm messing around. I enjoy, I have fun. You know what I mean? You need to have a bit of fun sometimes. It can't be always doom and gloom. Now, if we look at the USDT dominant, it's come and tapped into the fair value gap. It hit the key fib levels, bounced off the 50% level, which is good. Now, we need this level to break. The 4.39 level needs to break. Like it's paramount that it breaks. We don't want this to hold this as support. Usually when there's a double bottom, it breaks down if it's coming down from this type of deviation from the top to my lower high being produced within the key levels of support, and the fair value gap is usually a continuation down. If that happens, markets are going to do some really, really nice things. Let's see what happens. Let's see what's going on. Let's see. These are key levels that we need to understand. Alvarez, I'm putting $2,000 into a Sol or Chainlink. What do you think? Let's see what happens towards the weekend. That's what I would say to that. this price action towards the weekend is going to be extremely important. It will dictate what happens all the way until for the rest of this month. Be careful. That's what I would say with that. But it's at your choice, right? If you got to do something on that level, look for it when it's red, not when it's green like this. All right. That's what I would say. So, let's see if this level breaks. That's what I'm going to say. If the 4.39 level breaks on the USDT dominance, then we're in a good place to start moving into things moving in that direction, right? If we look at USDT, I don't know why I keep saying that. I think I have too many tabs open. If you look at USDT dominance, I said the level of shakeout was the 0.5 level. Now, this is really key, right? The 0.5 level was going to be, in my opinion, a given that there's going to be some sort of rejection of that. It's usually the strongest level of rejection when we come to these markets. Absolute key level that this needs to break is 60%. Will it break now? I don't think so. And this is why I'm. Could you mention about the ETH video that you posted recently? I will do. Don't worry. I'm gonna get to that. All right. This break, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. The thing, this is the thing that I want to say. If this doesn't break this trend that's going up at this present moment, technically, it is producing a bear flag, right? We are getting bear flag territory, which could indicate a breakdown, all right? You know, this bear flag vibe, right? Technically, we are getting that. We are getting this thing where it will break down and then things will go absolutely parabolic in alts. It's still possible. It's still possible to happen. But whether we have the right level of news, I don't know if that's going to be the case. We will have to see. Draw those trend lines. Draw the bear flag. See what happens. But if we start breaking above this 50% level, which is at the 62.6 level, right? 52.6 level. If Bitcoin dominance starts breaking above that, especially above the 63, then we could see some pain. And this could very well go and potentially test the 64.25 and then break down. This is all dependent on what this settles at. If we start settling above the 16,000 level, you saw all the levels of liquidity, confluence, all that kind of stuff, and we close above that level, then I would suspect this thing to reject and start breaking down, right? Then we have that ability there. Let's see what happens. It's very, very important. Watch this carefully, right? Now, if we look at the ETH Bitcoin in sort of adjusted for the dollar, this looks relatively good, actually. Right? This looks relatively good. But we are forming we are forming a head and shoulder vibe, right? It's looking head and shouldery, right? You know what I mean? I can't see dandruff in sight in this graph. There's no dandruff here whatsoever, and that's my worry. I want a bit of dandruff, right? I want a bit of dandruff right now, and I'm seeing no dandruff, and I don't like that. Right? I don't like that there's no dandruff, and this is kind of worrying me a little bit. All right, so just alts. Anyway, that's a bit worrying. Hopefully that breaks up and clears this high here. Oh god, that's gonna be super important. In fact, I'm even gonna mark it. There we go. It needs to clear that. That needs to be cleared. Okay, if we look at total 3 divided by Bitcoin, we're still on a downtrend. We drew this downtrend the other day as well. I mean, it's not the cleanest. I mean, let's go to the 4 hour. Let's just make it a bit clear what is going on. But why can't I go? Where? I'm on premium. I don't. Okay, anyway, whatever. I don't know what's going on there. Something's going on. This downtrend, I would say it's still on a downtrend, right? But, right now, this price action that we're seeing, right, This is giving me bull flag vibes, right? Just give us the bad news, bro. And it's not bad news. I'm not giving you bad news. This is giving me some. This is pretty good, right? That's not terrible. Usually, what happens in these type of moves is that it does something like that and then breaks out. This level, I told you, very, very, very clear. The fair value gap here, but the 8.32 million level that needs to hold super aggressively. So we could see some further downside and then a breakout from there. Let's see what happens. There's mixed signals in the market right now. And this is what's really, really difficult. It's super difficult to trade in this market. Super difficult, right? Because we don't have any level of news-based price action, and we're coming off some crazy news, crazy factors that happened last week, and the market needs to absorb that. So it's like, is the market absorbing it in a positive fashion? Is the market absorbing it in a manner where it's like, okay, it'll just readjust and start moving again? What are we doing? We're not breaking key levels. We're in the middle of aspects where we are. There's no real key ranges that have been broken or held. We are sitting at a super important point in Bitcoin. Super duper important, right? Careful. Watch these levels. Watch them. I cannot stress this enough. Now, where are we right now? Okay, wow, that's a bit messy. I need to clean this up a little bit. Now, if we look at total market cap, look, we've come and sweep the 0.5 level. Again, we are at super. Like, we're at such key levels right now. 3.75 needs to be broken. And that lines perfectly with the 116,000 Bitcoin. If that doesn't hold, we will have further downward pressure. So that's and that's what I'm going to say. It's really, really important. This is really, really key to have a look and keep those levels there. Now, a few more factors right now. Where are we right now? Keep tapping. What? Okay. Todd G, I will get to your questions. There's a lot of questions coming in. I'll look at everything. Now crypto. Where is it? Total 3 still looks okay, right? It looks like it's deviated, but again, key level. It needs to break the hold above the 985.4 billion, 985 billion. This level needs to break. It needs to break above and hold there. If not, this could be some further continuation down. This stream right now, and what I'm talking about, and what I'm saying is that there are. Thank you for all the hard work. No, it's not hard work. I'm just trying to help people, and you'll see the type of things that I've been going through. I'm going to show you guys a video, and you guys. I mean, what we're worried about is so minor in the grand scheme of things. I can't actually explain to you, right? This stream is all about levels. Things need to hold and go above certain levels. If not, we're going to be going down. That's as simple as that. That's the thing, fundamental fact. But as I've said it. You can watch my previous videos. I said that August is going to be a bit choppy, a bit difficult. I said it, but I still think from the end of August onward, it's going to be nuts. I'm telling you now, if we get a pullback. This is my humble opinion. If we get a pullback, and we get a pullback hard, I will be buying copious amounts of everything. That's what I'm saying. I will be buying copious amounts of everything because I'm telling you, I've told everyone before, if this rate cut happens, because what happens with rate cuts is, right, when the rate cut starts, when they start cutting, it's continuous cuts. This is why the Fed has been so stringent on it. When they start cutting, it's cut after cut after cut until Donald Trump does like war with aliens or something, right? We're getting to that level of insanity right now, right? If he doesn't make a wall on the seals or like oxygen or I don't know. Right? If it isn't something truly spectacular, we should be going up, right? Because the amount of liquidity that's going to be coming in through the money markets is going to be out of this world. They're going to need to settle somewhere. They're going to need to settle somewhere. And I'm going to be coming into an explanation where these things can settle and what would be the interesting thing to look at. So be just patience. Patience, right? Now, one key thing that also gives me an idea, liquidity without rate cuts, but that's what I'm talking about. In September, there should be a rate cut. Yeah, there should be a rate cut, right? Do you think that we get another pullback in September 19th for a few days? I think if there's going to be a pullback, it's going to be this month. I think this month is going to be the pullback. Now, what I think also is going to drive this up, again, you guys need to full-blown look at the S&P 500. This should be your baby. But what kind of pullback would it be if you say, I'm gonna get to that number? Okay, I like to edge people. You know what I mean? Like, just like get to the fun back, funzy. Anyway, whatever. The reason why I think that this could also be crazy is that we are seeing some nuts buybacks, right? These companies are buying more of their own stock than at any other time. It's historical buybacks that are happening. And you think of it this way, right? And I want everyone to understand this, right? Companies only really do this level of buyback if they're expecting or anticipating some serious growth. Know this, right? Companies usually do buybacks when things are, how can I say, in their opinion, low, at their lower point, when things are a bit touchy. But when there's liquidity start coming into the market, and I want everyone to really understand this, right? I want everyone to understand this. Once the liquidity starts coming back into the market, usually through the aspect of rate cuts, and people really don't understand what I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to be talking about something really, really important in a bit, right? Because it's not just the rate cuts that's going to be bringing liquidity. There's a few other things that people are just not bullish enough about, right? But otherwise, is the rate cut not already anticipated? This is what I mean. It's not the cut itself. I'm going to get to that. I'm going to explain it. It's not the cut itself. It's not the cutting that's important. It's the ramp up to the cut. And I think that's going to start happening in at the end of this month. But we'll see. If Bitcoin starts claiming that 16,000 level, then we could start front running that and start moving up in that level. Now, these buybacks are going to be as a huge sign that there's something massive coming, right? Absolute massive movement in the S&P 500 and excuse me, things in that direction. Now, if we go into what I want to talk about right now, and before that, I want everyone to understand and see the reason why I've been somewhat away for a while, right? These past few things, and I just want to bring it up so people can understand that sometimes you guys really need to look at the bigger picture of things, right? It's the stability and knowing what the policy is, not knowing what scares me. Exactly, Eli. Exactly, right? Sometimes we have to understand something, right? We need to know that people aren't bullish enough on Ethereum. Massive adoption is coming. Yep, I'm going to explain that. So my wife currently is in Romania, right? And there's a reason why she's in Romania, and we had to do it as a emergency thing, because I'm going to show you a video, right? We are all worrying about what's happening in the markets. We're worrying about, oh, my portfolio is down a little bit, this, that, and the other, and everything else, and looking at things. And there are people, namely my wife's family and friends and this and the other, that are, this is their reality. This is Ukraine, by the way. This is their house. This is their homes. This happened last week. So this is what I've been dealing with. I had to evacuate 10 people of my wife's family to Ukraine. I'm not to Ukraine, to Romania, and get them houses. right? Get them places to stay. Had to go through that, and it was like, think of it this way: if they had not been at gatherings, they would not be here. So when I say, and we look at the greater things in an understanding life and what's happening and what's going on, right? And what we're trying to see here, whether we go up this month or down this month, and if we're doing this and the other, there are people that have lost everything, like everything. And if there weren't, and if I wasn't in the position I was, and what I've done, and everything else, and what I was able to do, where would they be? Right? They're lucky that they have someone that has the ability and the family to be able to send them to remain and get them the places to live and all this kind of stuff. And it's just, for what? For what? Do you know what I mean? It luck is why they're here. And that's the situation. So that's why I've been away since Friday. I haven't been able to stream too much. I've tried to help out and throw a few things here and there, but that's what I've been dealing, man. Right? That's the situation where I've been. But thank God that my wife is there now, helping them settle out and all this kind of stuff. It was crazy, like absolutely insane. But anyway, look, back to what I want to talk about. I just want everyone to understand what was going on. Ethereum. Let's readjust this a little bit. I'm going to readjust certain things on here. Let's move that there. All right. Let's delete this. Let's clean this up a little bit. And I'm going to talk about certain things on Ethereum. By the way, that fair value gap got hit absolutely perfectly of the 382. What this means, you're a good man. They're lucky to, no, it's not that. It's just, if it was anyone else that needed, I would do it as well, right? There are people who are in situations where, you know what I mean? It makes you sometimes, when you're in difficult times, you need to look at people that are in far worse situations and then go, you know what? Things are not great in my portfolio or this and the other, but I have the luxury to wait and sit in my home and have my dinner with my family and this and the other and not be afraid of the skies. You know what I mean? That type of thing. So, and we're now helping out and all this kind of stuff and everything else on that aspect. Now, what we're seeing in Ethereum, and this is what's really, really important. There's something developing in Ethereum, and I got to I caught something, and I know what they're doing with Ethereum, and I know why the Trump family, I know why all of this stuff is happening, and people are not listening. I did a video. Crypto market is fully controlled like the stock market now. I think it's far more controlled. Oh man. Oh man. I was talking to So I'm gonna tell you guys. All right. If you ever want to, okay. All right. I was talking to a big time trader, right? Big time, really wealthy, from a very family office, right? And you know, rich man laugh. That sort of that laugh that they do, right? I was talking about how Bitcoin is manipulated and this and the other, and he was like, crypto and the Bitcoin market is coming into my world now. Watch what manipulation. He's like, watch what manipulation. You guys should be happy with the tiny amount of manipulation you guys are getting. Just be happy, right? Just be happy that you just be happy that you guys have this much manipulation, not when there is a shark of a company that is full-blown destroying them. Look, I want everyone to understand, there are companies, literal companies, that are using investment modules and amounts of money the entire size of the crypto market. Right? I just want everyone to understand. We are coming into we are moving from the dolphin pen, right, to the sharks, and the sharks are Just if this is gonna scare you, oh my lord, it's not good to be a part of Hurricane people for life and other parts. People chill, relax, and party. I like Odessa house of it. I don't what. It's no good one part of. Yeah, but you can't look. I don't, man. I don't want to talk about that. What about? I don't want to talk about that. So, any good news? I'm going to talk about. I caught with my beautiful, amazing brain, obviously, what they're doing with Ethereum and what's happening with Ethereum. And if you start looking at some of the things that are coming, you know, that video I did where no one watched it, that one, right? The really important video that you should really watch, but of course no one watched it, right? There's a reason why the Trump family and people are pushing on ETH so hard. And it's really, really important to understand this. Ethereum, in my humble opinion, could possibly go over $15,000. I would be surprised if it doesn't. And the reason why all stems from this bad boy. This bad boy is a big deal. A big deal. And people are not. It's amazing how we are in wholeheartedly in this this market, so entrenched in the crypto market, but no one is seeing what just has been stated and clarified. No one, right? I think no one is understanding what this means. The SEC clarifying that liquid staking, right, is not a security is insane, right? For all those people who didn't watch it, which was probably like most of you, right? For all that work I did, I was like, epiphany. Oh my God. I was like, I ain't watching this crap. What's this crap? Why should I watch this video? on my channel. Follow my channel. Watch the videos. I drop mega alpha in there, right? People hear it with me first and then go on like, I found this thing, conspiracy theory, and then they come up after they watch my lives, right? And it all revolves around the combination of these few things, right? And I'll bring this here. No one read the Genius Act. No one. I'm pretty sure no one read this. And no one read what they had to do to pass this act. So the Genius Act is the stablecoin act, right? Where, you know, it's a dollar backed stablecoin. Now, did you hear what I said? You know when everyone said, where is the liquidity going to come through? What did I just say? Dollar backed stablecoin. What does that mean? What is a stable coin that's going to be backed by the dollar going to do to countries that have weak currencies? What America has done with this, right? What America has done with this is that they have now full-blown connected all countries that have a weak currency to want the dollar and increase the supremacy of the dollar. Locking that in. That's one. Secondly, to get this passed, and the reason why it didn't pass was because of the banks. The banks vetoed this. They went hard into this because what happens is that they made sure that the only way that this passes is that if you can't give a yield on stablecoins. Right? They can't give a yield. They can't give some form of interest rate, for example. So when you buy a stable coin, you're not going to get any interest on it. So what's the point of that, right? What is the point? Why would anyone get into that? Well, if liquid staking is not a security, what this gives banks and various other investors into the stablecoin an ability to get a return. And it gives the legal framework for massive institutions who are creating stable coins to be able to give a return. And where these stable coins are going to be created is going to be on ETH. So if we're creating stable coins, which is a massive level of liquidity, you're going into a industry where stable coins can't get yield, but now staking in ETH is available, and stable coins are going to be run on ETH. How much liquidity do you think is going to go into Ethereum and then get locked? How much? Just thank you very much, Forrest. It's very kind of you. You should follow him. He's a very clever guy, right? How much of ETH TVL is going to go up? I would still show ETH at that. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. That's the type of DJ comment I wanted in my life. Cool. Short that short it down to nothing. Screw the banks. Man, it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be insane. And now I get why World Liberty bought so much Ethereum, and why BlackRock is buying an insane amount of Ethereum, and some mother-loving artist bought $386 million of it 2 days ago. So, so a dip would be nice. I would like a dip. A dip would be a very, very lovely place for Ethereum. I mean, I have a lot of Ethereum. I wouldn't mind some more Ethereum. So that's what I would say. Keep a close eye on Ethereum. Now, where it's sitting right now, I want this to do, because we have to draw a bit better. So if we adjust this, make it a bit more of a longer term move, right? Let's do that. Yeah, that's about right. We are knocking at the doors of this trend line right now. It's pivotal where Ethereum is going to be. And I would be dumbfounded if this thing pulls back hard. I would be dumbfounded. Because I hope you guys, I want to ask you something. Uh-oh. So yet I don't like the fact that they are going to join the game that deeply. But oh yeah, you're talking about the thing. Yeah, growth and yield. ETH is going to be a monster. It's going to be a monster, and more importantly, this is the fundamental thing of this, right? Absolute fundamental. Ethereum is the most decentralized of the altcoins. It is the closest to Bitcoin you can get that is in essence how can I say, the operating system of an iPhone. ETH is going to be the operating system of the of this network, and I'm going to get to something, right? What about other staking protocols like Solana? I'm going to get get there. Right, I'm going to get there. I'm going to say this, right? In my humble opinion, I don't know. Bitcoin and Ethereum are two different things, right? Ethereum is going to be the backbone. Bitcoin is going to be a store of value. That's why Bitcoin price is going to go absolutely to the moon. There isn't a chain You get my hype. There isn't a chain that can do what ETH does. I don't care what anyone says, and it's one of those rare occasions. Uh, uh, Listen to you, bro. Alibaba, I'm afraid. Firstly, what you're going to ask. I just want to thank you. All right, okay, cool. All right, okay, cool. It's weird. My lives can go. It's two extremes. Either thank you or like just rudeness. All right. There isn't another chain like ETH that can do XRP network. Just yes, yes, yes. Definitely XRP. 100%. Yeah, I think XRP is the way forward. You're right. 100%. 100. Yeah. I think we should all buy XRP. You know I'm selling everything for XRP. Let's go. Let's go, bro. How much do you think we need to go? 10 to 15 trillion bull run? I don't know. I don't know if there is there a chance for ETH to pull back to 2000. If there is, I don't think 2000. There is a possibility that it could come and maybe if things get really really hairy, right? Go to the 27, but I'll be buying, right? Understand my pause. I'll be buying. I will be talking to my kids about it. What's my biggest mistake last cycle? I don't even want to tell you, man. I don't even want to tell you. I was up so big on the coin. So big on the coin. And I went on holiday. I just don't anyway. Just I just sold all my XRP to buy ETH. Thank you. No, don't do that. I didn't. Don't do anything I'm saying. Wait. Let's see, because everything's in a bit of in no man's land at the moment. Everything's in no man's land at the moment right now. I just want everyone to understand. ETH looks super good right now. Like, don't get me wrong. On the weekly, it looks datty good. The daily looks pretty good as well, to be honest. Right? But again, everything is at decision point right now. Everything is at decision point. Everything. Then there's going to be a decision made, and it's going to be based around the S&P 500 and Bitcoin. This is the key factor of what we're basing on. But ETH long term is going to be a Leviathan. Just sold my kids for ETH. Thank you. No problem, man. No problem. But I'm going to be buying dirty amounts of Ethereum. Because look, the thing is, like, the one thing I will say about Ethereum, right, is that Ethereum is something that is you need some serious money to really play along with this, right? And what I was saying about Ethereum is that it's the only chain where the more you use it, the cheaper it gets. This is the way this runs, right? And it can withstand 1 billion users. Solana can't. I'll tell you that now for a fact. But Solana has its place as well. And I want everyone to understand this as well. 2.7 ETH would be the end for longs in meme coins. Could be. If ETH touches 2000 pullback, I'm going long on it. Yeah, thank you so much. That's amazing. It feels like changing will fly where ETH flies. There's a lot of coins that can go really well, right? Now, with Solana, but it's expensive. Yeah, but expensive doesn't matter when you're playing in the billions of dollars. Don't forget that, right? Don't forget that. Would you wait too long? Right now, we need we need a range and a bottom to set in. Bitcoin looks like it's doing quite well, right? Bitcoin looks like it's doing right well, but where it's sitting, it looks like it's gonna go down to me if it doesn't take out the 116 level. And I'm gonna say this, right? And I'm gonna say this right now. I'm gonna say this right now. I wouldn't talk, man. Look, I'm gonna ask people from Panda to not come onto my stream, please, right? Because you know you won't like what I say about it. So I'm saying it to you last time. Last time I'm saying it to you, all right? Now we could be bullish all the way down to 98,000, all right? And I just want everyone to understand that. I was in university. I finished my I married, my kids go to school, XRP $3. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. The creator of XRP needs a new house. Ah, okay. I mean, I did warn you about Panda. I did warn you. I did warn you. I didn't. I mean, like, I didn't want to say it, but you went. You asked me. You're talking about the project where the creator has rugged all of his coins, sent excess tokens to everyone else. You're talking about that guy. That guy. That project. That's the one. The one that utilizes every buy to take profits from. You're talking about that project. Let's not go there, please. Honestly, anyone who buys into that point is exit liquidity for the holders of that token who's buying in large amounts. Absolutely ridiculous. You want someone to send all their tokens to them to hold it and to trust the guy that's rugged all of his previous projects? Are you out of your mind? The one that caused the downfall of some of the largest projects out there. You wanted it, man. Anyway, back to reality. I do like the fact that this is now recorded, so that's up to you. If it touches 98,000 with rate cuts, it would be skyrocket break all risk. It would be absolutely out of this world. Now, let's go to Solana. Now, the thing with Solana right now, and this is what's really, really important, really, really important about Solana. Solana needs to change some stuff because it's very, very relevant that they weren't grandfathered in to not being a security. I want everyone to understand that. There's a reason why ADA and Ethereum and all this kind of stuff were grandfathered in that way. And the way that's it is that there's large token holders of Solana. And that's the key factor that they need to, that's the hurdle that they need to get over. I still think Solana is going to do some silly things. Silly things, right? But it depends on what you're going to be doing. If staking comes to Solana, it's going to be stupid. If ETFs offer staking as well, it's going to be extra stupid, right? Oh, what's going on here? Hello? I'm taking Sol already. If ETFs come in and all that, now I will say one thing about ETFs, right? ETFs can sometimes put downward pressure to a project. It can sometimes be a seldom news event, right? And if we look at Solana at this present moment, it ain't looking super hot right now. It's had a nice little move, but there's a lot that needs to move before this thing to really break out. Let's see, and that's what I would say about Solana. I think longevity, long term. I just want to ask you about it's like ETF for Pingu. It's just been approved for. I'm sorry. I cannot believe that. Not even if I read it, I can't believe it. I can't believe that. I can't believe that. There is no way. Oh, they've applied. They've applied. Just don't even go there. Don't even go there. It's not been approved. They've applied. All right. There is no chance that is happening. There is no chance that a meme coin Pengu is. No way. I don't believe that. Not a chance. You're probably talking about the company Pengu, not the actual thing. No chance. You're talking about Canary. No, that's different than actual the meme coin Pengu. Canary Cove. Yeah, they've applied it. It's no way. There's no chance. Not a chance that will happen. We'll see. Anyway, maybe if it does, it's amazing. Well done. I don't think so, though. I don't think so. ETFs are financial models for projects that have extreme stability, right? So this is the way I was saying. This is the thing with Solana. I think Solana. Look, I have a lot of Solana. I bought Solana at a stupid price. I am so up. Like dips don't even whatever, right? I think the longevity of Solana is going to be amazing, especially if they can sort some of their issues out. Especially if their fire dancer comes in, that's going to be out of this world. It's going to be out of this world. So that's what I'm gonna say on that side. We want Solana to go up. We want ETH to go up. But at this present moment, Ethereum is absolutely annihilating Solana. It is the golden goose at this present moment, and people are really, really not bullish enough on it. They're really not bullish enough of it. That's what I would say. No, Lamar, look, don't get me wrong. I think Solana is going to do some silly things. It will do. It just needs to sort out some stuff. And I don't like the fact that it's not grandfathered into not being a security. Not the fact that it's not going to pass. I don't think that's going to be ever an issue for Solana, especially with the level of how much money it's making, how many developers are in the project. A whole bunch of stuff on that side is going on. It was a dev for do you really want me to continue talking about this, man? I'm asking you not to make me talk about this. I'm really asking you not to make me talk about this. It's up to you, man. I'm asking you not to do it. You love Solana, bro. Like I love XRP. I read maybe not as much as XRP. Please, let's not go there, right? But I will say, even though people say bad things on ETH, institutions no, people say bad things about ETH because it's slow and expensive. But I'll tell you one thing. Who's the dev? That's all. Rome. That's who the dev is. Do you want me to talk more? ETH Alpha is prices. Thank you so much. What are your favorite ETH beta, please? Man, that's good. That's where I was gonna come to, right? What was I talking about before someone is anyway, where I was talking about. Now, Solana. Right, look, so Solana, the thing with Solana, right? And this is what's really important about Solana, and I want everyone to understand that. If you look at it as a company, it has everything there to be super successful. Everything. Its growth of developers are out of this world. Its earnings on a daily basis is out of this world. Its wallet growth is out of this world, right? All of this stuff is out of this world right now. And I want everyone to understand that. So the growth potential of this is massive. What they will need to sort out is the ability to be less centralized and more decentralized. And if Fire Dancer comes in, I'll tell you this. The moment Fire Dancer comes in on Solana, it's a game changer. Solana will be worth 10 times what it is now. At least 10 times, right? 10 times what it is worth right now. I would say, in my humble opinion, there are 3 tokens that you must hold. And I hold. I'll tell you what the 3 tokens I hold in large amounts, and I bought them relatively early. Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. Those are the 3 that I would 100% talk about it. ADA, by the way, I want to say something about ADA, right? I talked about ADA a long time ago when I met someone who said that they were going to be announcing something about ADA. I told everyone here. I think ADA is a really good one as well because it's grandfathered in as a non-security, which is a great thing, right? Those type of things are really, really important. And honestly, right, and I'm going to make some people happy here, honestly, XRP as well. If they can control this dude selling, if they can control this guy selling his tokens, and he has you won't sell these 3 at the peak of alts? No, I'm thinking very long term for those. I've bought them at such stupid prices that I'm full long term on those these three projects. Only if something unbelievable happens in Solana, and it would have to be unbelievable would I ever think about it. But I would say this, right? Is Polygon a good ETH beta play? I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to that. What I would look for on Ethereum, right? Start looking at things, and I'm not gonna tell you because everyone's gonna go like, what was I gonna say? When will Fire Dance? It was supposed to be released this month. Whoopsie. I would say this, right? I'm gonna say this. I don't want to talk about them because I know you guys are gonna like ape in like crazy, right? But I'm gonna tell you what to look for. I'm gonna tell you what to look for. Start looking at staking protocols on Ethereum. That's what I would be looking at right now. That's what I would be looking at right now. What will make Sol what will make Sol Dancer? No, as in it's called it's called Fire Dancer is their update to their chain. I would look at that. Start looking in those areas. Is Trump going to tank the market? Most probably. I know about that. Most probably. Most probably. I find it so tiring. I find it so tiring that he does announcements like, oh, I'm going to say something 3 days later and it's going to be big. I think he can't deal with not being in the news. I tried staking on Pinlink and it won't let me. Oh. I'm staking on Pinlink. Get them short already, folks. Yeah, that's true. Oh my god. Give an example of a staking protocol in crypto. I have no idea what that means. Just look it up. Yes, attention seeker. Yeah, I know, right? Okay, one more thing. I'm going to be showing you guys something, right? And these guys, for complete clarity and understanding, this is a sponsor of this live, right? And I've done a video about it. And the reason why I allowed them to be a sponsor of this live is because it's so cool, right? I was playing around with this, and I honestly, I'm just gonna say I'm a buy it, right? And I've staked this thing because I love this. This is the purest form of what, like, meme coin aspect should be, right? Purest form. Macro Millions is the purest form of what that is. You basically purchase this, you stake it, and you get entered into their daily, like literal daily giveaways. And we're talking about like the next pot is 12,000, and then there's 15,000. Sometimes they give 50,000. Sometimes they give 60,000, and they have this amazing thing, right, where they debase the current the token by 1% every 60 days. Right, so you have to stake. If you don't stake, your tokens are worth less, right? And I'm just saying that this is such an interesting thing. And I will say this, right? If you guys want to try it, I'm not saying don't try it, but it is so degen I had to. It's so degen I had to. I can't get over it. I love this kind of stuff, right? Is that if you want to try it, if you do want to try it, if you go through this, I'm gonna put it into the YouTube. I want everyone to understand this, right? You get an extra token, right? All right. If you guys feel like having some real fun, here we go. There we go. If you want to do that, go through it. That's the link and check it out. Alvarez gone to the dark side. No. I'm looking after 10 people, all right, bruv? All right. No. But look, what happens, right, is that I'm going to say something. And there's with sponsorships and things like that that's going through. I don't do a sponsorship unless I can get you guys something beneficial. Like we talked about the Bello Baba, its TG launched at 60 million market cap, and it's sitting around the 25 million market cap at this present moment, right? And what I was able to get you guys is an extra 10% on the TGE, so you get 40% discount on what that was. Here you get extra entries into the token. You know, if I'm going to talk about something which is a bit of fun, it's really cool. I find this really cool, right? Especially the dev that created Ohm. Do you know Ohm? Ohm went to like $4 billion, right? So he's a very established, well-established dev. But it's really fun. Check it out. Like if you want to check it out, I'll put the link into the chat, right? And I'll put it into the bio as well. It's a bit of fun if you feel like having fun. All right. That's enough of that. If you have any questions, ask me about it, and we can go from there. Oh, you guys are so mean. Honestly, I love it. So that's the situation. Look now. So this is where we are right now. There are key levels we need to look at, but I will say this: super key levels that we need to look at and understand that Bitcoin needs to hold those levels. Otherwise, we're going down. This is the fact that I would say for everyone. And if it does go down, we can go down. You have to stake 50,000 tokens. Yeah, but what's 50,000 tokens is, I don't even know what that is. But I'm staking my tokens. They gave me tokens. I'm staking. Can you please take a look at Polygon? Yeah, let's look at Polygon. Let's look at is it Polygon or Matic? Is it? I don't know. Is it still Polygon or is it Matic now? Let's look at. Is it Matic? Yeah, it's still. Look, I'm gonna say something. All right, about True Value token. Can you please take a look at? What I would say is this: with all these tokens, I mean, it doesn't look great. It's still. All right. It doesn't look. I mean, it looks okay. Looks okay, actually. But I will say this. Look, I'll say this. All of this is all dependent. All of this is all dependent on what Bitcoin is doing. See, look, it's at the 50% level. Be careful with this. Be very, very careful with this. Yeah, be careful with this, right? If this doesn't reclaim the 50% level, this could most probably come back and this could possibly pull back. All of this right now, right? And this is a super important thing that I need everyone to understand. Right now, everything is dependent on what Bitcoin does. Everything. My bad. Can you hear? Can you maybe short here too? What? I don't think Bitcoin will stay 115 because Friday Trump starts to apply tariffs all around the country. That is true. Also, he has a super amazing bullish announcement. Who knows, right? Look, this is the thing that we need to understand. All of what happens here, all of what's going to happen, and what will suffice is dependent on what this man is going to do. If he comes in, he could change all of this with one tweet, as he did in this dip, right? This dip there to there is a tweet. I want everyone to really, really understand that. Bitcoin is the ship right now. Because where it's sitting is very precarious, super duper precarious right now. This is decision point. Either we reclaim and go up, which I don't think so. I think it's going to be either sideways or down. It could be a short, sharp break down and up, or sideways. Unless this thing reclaims 116, and I showed why that's such a key important level to reclaim. This is where we are right now. This is super important. It goes in levels. This to this to this. Currently, things are, you know what I mean? Like this is, if this was going to break above this level and produce a higher high, bullish. Right now, We will see. We will see. This is the thing. It's super difficult trading in this market right now. Super duper difficult. And the only level of bullish news is going to be that's going to be coming is most probably going to be the rate cut. So sideways, maybe a small pullback and then come back into range is the way forward. That's my humble opinion. Some people say that we will pump this because of the halving and everything else on that level. I'm somewhat slightly dubious on that aspect. But again, I'm going to say this, right? And I want everyone to, right? Just don't. I'm going to tell this, right? I'm not sure why I can't see your screen. I know you said it's above. Have you gone to any of those sites? I feel like I'm chasing trades. It's too risky. It's super risky right now. Now, I'm gonna leave this here. I heard Trump's gonna announce bad news. I whatever. Yeah, he's annoyed with Russia. I don't think he'll have too much of an issue. It might be a small little pullback. But what I will say this, right, is that they're doing the clever tactic now against Russia. They're destroying the price of oil, which is deflationary, which is great, right? I'm gonna leave this here. This is the final note I'm gonna leave you. Don't get afraid, right? Don't get afraid. But I will say, it's very, very, it's very prudent that the Fibonacci retracement of this full range sits perfectly at the midwick of this pump here. So, if things get hairy, this is the line in the sand. And that's why this stream is that. 98 is the line in the sand. Yeah, 98. 98.8. Yeah, let's be middle. 98.5. 98.5 is the line in the sand. And up until that point, we are still remaining bullish and on the uptrend. Don't forget that. Whether it will get there, I don't know, but I'm giving you the worst case scenario here. But where we are right now is hella precarious. And if Donald Trump is going to start talking silly nothings, just be careful. It is full blown liquidity hunting. Full blown. Wow, Pinlink's doing well. That's not Pinlink. Where did Pinlink go? Nice little pump. So that's it. All right. Any other questions? Any questions, you guys? Any questions, guys? Any questions before I go? I'll set my buy order at 98 point just in case. Oh my god, that would be the mother of all buys. If you could get Epstein files, could we get him out anyway? Alvarez, I might. Alvarez, I might know what they plan. Maybe all time end year, then Black Swan. I don't know if there would be a Black Swan. Black Swan is, look, I'll say this to you, right? Black Swan is usually Polygon is ETH based, but yeah, it could be that. Update on Fat Cat and Ton. I will be talking about that very soon. A long range. It's when that is talked about, it's going to be talked about in a very, very big way. Thoughts White Rock. White Rock's gone, man. The creator of, I mean, I don't know if I've looked at it, but big issues happened with White Rock. The creator got arrested and things like that. It's Pinlink one of those that you look back on and ask. It could be, right? The reason why I like Pinlink so much is because it's a difficult thing that they're doing. But just be careful, right? Don't go too heavy into anything right now. Be very, very careful. The thing with Fat Cat, look, I'll just say something, right? I'll say something to everyone that's in Fat Cat, who I still don't understand for a project such as that, right? Such as that, where it's been here for 8 months, and there is only bullish news that's going to be coming. Why people get so shaken out of what's happening? I don't get it. It just doesn't make sense to me. Think of this, right? We have something. I can't say what it is because the effect will be dampened. But just know this. We have something that is insane. I just want everyone to understand this. And I showed you a photo of that, and you guys can't connect the dots, and I kind of don't want you to connect the dots yet. We have something that no other project has. And when the time is right, when the market is conducive for it, and we provide and show what we have, that's it. That's all I'm going to say. You said that last Friday. Yeah, the market had a bit of a poop, right? What's that now you're talking about? That's all I'm going to say. And if you guys, this is the thing, right? This is the thing. This is what I want to say to everyone, right? I want everyone to understand this. I know who's in that photo. I know you do, Marcus. So you know who is in that photo, right? And when this happens, right? Then you guys are gonna see. That's it. Right. Okay, guys. Look. What I was gonna say. Look, I'm gonna say this to everyone. Please don't say too much. I'm topping up my discount. Okay, sure. All right. Okay. So this is the thing that I will say, right? That's the only aspect that I'm gonna say. This is the thing. You're in a project where it's the only project that you can say that you can see everything there, and none of our side is doing anything. Just so you understand that. You guys will ape into these stupid other projects that are just there to get you as exit liquidity anyway, whatever. Now, so that's the situation, right? Cool. I've given you guys the hint. That's it. Any other questions? And I'm gonna go off and possibly, pass out somewhere because I've had one of those days. Also, right? I want to say one more thing to everyone here. This is really, really important to everyone to understand, right? I've opened up a section on my chat, right? I've opened up a section on my chat. Here. Where is it? Call section, right? I've opened up a call section on my chat. For anyone that is interested, and everyone who knows me, that I have a business outside of what I do here, wholeheartedly. And anything that comes onto my books will be dropped in here before anyone else sees it. Well, apart from the whales, right? Everything here, they will see it there. So you will be in a position to know of marketing moving before everyone else does. So if you want to check that out, it's in the links in the YouTube, and it's called Learn by Alvarez. All right, okay, guys. So I'm gonna head off because I've had a interesting week, and I think I'm gonna need to de-stress my mind a little bit because it was a pretty hectic, crazy time. So let's see what happens. You got the levels. See what's going on. I will be in the chat on the Learn by Alvarez. We'll see what's happening live, and we will know what will go from there. Please repeat what you said. Thank you so much. Sure. Let me just do the whole 1.5 hour show again for this gentleman. All right, guys. So in Bitcoin, no, okay, bye. Take care.